minutes early. I went to the, well, just wait, I want to make sure this is a recording, so I'm not going to say a bunch of things before this live stream starts. That doesn't make a video recording. I was going to just do a video and upload it, but I'm going to say a bunch of things before this live stream starts. Okay, it's working. Okay, so yesterday I went to the grocery store, into Walmart, NoFrills, and Metro. I took the pivot heads, I did a video, but I'm not going to lie, there's food in the store. I was shocked, actually, considering it was day 8 of this craziness we're going through here in Canada. But the Walmart, they did have no meat. Walmart was really bad on the meat. No Frills looked like they had a lot of meat, but it turned out it was all single face, and there was nothing in the background, like nothing in the back of the store. Everything, like the shelf looked impressive, but it was all single face. There was no meat stacked on top. Everything was single out, and the staff was busy spreading everything out. And the other store, Metro, the same thing. Everything was single layer in the meat department, and the fresh food situation. What was there was Walmart. I'm going to tell you, I was shocked. I went in and there was lots of fresh food, like vegetables. There's some empty holes, and they were doing things like flipping boxes upside down in between different types of vegetables to make it look like what they had in stock was more than what they really had. But I got talking to the staff, because you look around, you don't really get the story. So I actually talked to the staff, which I had to wear a mask, which made me so mad, because it's so hard to talk with a mask on. I don't know how you people do it, because now they just absolutely won't let you in the store. They escort you out if you don't have a mask on. So I had the most crappiest 30-cent paper mask on. It was like this is not saving anybody. But anyway, so back talking to the staff. So Walmart, which the lady in Walmart was so truthful, and I got it all in video, and I'm trying to I might put that part up, like when I was talking to the staff. I don't know yet, because now YouTube's got that rule about people in your videos that if they don't know that they're getting, video, that, you can get a strike. Because, I'm not gonna lie, there's food in the store, but it's deceiving. It's very deceiving. Now, what the staff told me is that what's on the floor of the store, that's all they have. Like, you walk in, if you were like a brain dead, asleep sheeple, you would think, oh, everything's just fine, yuck, yuck, yuck. But it's not fine. The store is strictly, it's like wallpaper. There's nothing behind it, okay? It's just, that is it. The Walmart woman who I had a really good conversation with her. She was awake, okay? Walmart and Renfrew, this is Renfrew, I don't know about everything else, okay? So Walmart and Renfrew, which is a super center, we have a big super center in Renfrew, they have not received a truck in 7 days. Like, the whole last week, they had no trucks. She was loading eggs. I said, well, if there's no trucks, where you get it? Because this is the last of our inventory from the back refrigeration. And Walmart did have empty shelves. Like, I walked through, it was really boring, because I don't shop, I don't do the grocery store. Like, it was really hard to be enthused about walking around videotaping the shelves. But there was empty spaces. Like, there was canned goods with big holes, sauces with holes, like, basic food things that, people who can't cook buy. And they were running low, like soups, sauces, they were running low. Toilet paper was 50%, gone. Toilet paper, everybody always pans about toilet paper. What else? It was like, the cereals was really bad. Cereal sections were really bad, like really picked over. A lot of holes in the cereal section. But I was shocked at the veggies. But then when I got talking to the girl, she told me that is it. Like, what's on display in the store, that is it. There is no other vegetables in the store. And the girl in No Frills told me that like what they had out was basically a 30-minute rush worth of vegetables. Like, the store looked fully stocked, but it was all, like, again, all the vegetables were single layer. There was no broccoli piled on top. It was all laid out. So it looked really impressive when you walked in. But it reminded me back in the video days when I had my store, we used to spread inventory out when we were, having sales and things would get thinned out. But it was the same thing, like, all single layer, no depth, strictly show. But the girl at No Frills, she told me flat out that they had basically about 30 to 40 minutes if there was a rush on vegetables, that the produce section would get cleaned out. And she told me that they're getting, instead of getting a truck every day for fresh vegetables, they're getting a truck every fourth day, and they don't get what they order. Like what they order and what shows up, two different things. Since the last 8 days, she says it's not even remotely. It's worse than before. It was bad with the pandemic, she told me, like pre-pandemic, or current pandemic. What do you want to call this crazy show we're in right now? But the what's coming in right now is worse for delivery. And the Walmart woman, she was so worried, the Walmart woman that was stocking up, that she was a retired lady that went back to work because of inflation. Her pension's not doing anything, so she's working at Walmart. And she told me that last week that she took her whole paycheck, and she told her son and her daughter to do the same thing, to buy everything, like spend the whole paycheck on food. Don't buy anything else. Like do without, buy food, and that's what she did. But she said that it's like what's on the floor in the super center, on the floor, that's it. And I'm like, I can't, I don't understand how people don't know this. Like personally myself, like, you know, with what I know, I'd be stripping the bank account buying food right now, if I was the average person. Like, I don't understand how, if everybody knew, if everybody knew what I found out yesterday talking to the staff, the grocery store would have been stripped 30 minutes before, because I was shocked. The grocery store was empty. All three stores were empty, no people in them, and you know, it was. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. You know, there's no trucks getting delivered. You know, that's the thing about this. It's like you know, there's no, I guess you could say, no hoarding going on, because there's nobody shop. Nobody knows yet. You know, so. But they're gonna know pretty soon, like really soon. So that was my update. Like I said, I wanted to do a video. You know, like I said, I did a video, but it was just, you know, it was very depressing, because I thought it was gonna be a lot worse. I was like, oh, it'll be really empty. But I think Monday, this coming Monday, another week, it'll be really empty, because the trucks are not showing up, and what they have on the floor is it. So considering a grocery store doesn't carry much inventory really on the floor any these days, because, you know, they rely on just-in-time trucks. This is about to get really interesting. It's going to get really bad, actually, very bad. Now, the Metro store, they told me that so far the stuff's been showing up, not as much if that they normally get in, but the girl in the meat department, I was just shaking my head with her. She said it was because of the snowstorm, and I'm like, the snowstorm was 8 days ago, you know, so, you know, 72 hours with no food, you become non-compliant, you know, that's all it takes, 72 hours. I know, talking to my friends in Venezuela, and when I was down there, them telling me what happened during the 2014, 2018 crisis on the grocery stores, I can see the police being involved at grocery stores very soon. I can see, you know, a lot of chaos coming. I can see military, you know, protecting the back of the grocery stores when they're delivering food. I can see, you know, I know for a fact, and I've told you people this before, you know, when the COOF started, you know, the gluten outbreak in the world, that you know, when they changed the grocery stores, and I went into the grocery stores, you know, back in March of 2020. I get this has been going on for so long, I get my years mixed up. I remember telling you people on this channel that, you know, the way the grocery stores are set up for the COOF is exactly the same as the way they run the grocery stores in Venezuela. Because I remember standing in NoFrills looking around going, the only difference is this grocery store is yellow and the grocery store in Venezuela was blue, you know? So, you know, and I remember them telling me lots of stories down there about how, you know, the chaos in the lineups outside, you know, the chaos, you know, with food deliveries, and, you know, and how that you could only go to the grocery store, you know, if your ID was odd or even number days, and, you know, getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go to the grocery store and wait because you want to be the first in line on delivery day, for the first 100 items, it's coming. It's coming, folks. And it's this, this trucker blockade that the government's doing, and the thing is, the U.S. has blocked all the Mexican truckers from coming in that are not, not jabbed with the poison. They're going to starve us. They're going to starve North America of food because, North American drivers. Well, first of all, the Mexicans bring the stuff into North America to the food distribution centers, and then it gets picked up by the U.S. and Canadian truckers, and now they can't. It's bad, folks. This is going to be bad. I'm telling you, every week's going to get worse. If you're not stocked up at home, you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it. Buy lots of food that can store, and prepare. They're putting the squeeze on us here. So this weekend's the big trucker convoy, the Freedom Convoy 2022, which I don't know what it's up to now. I think it's it was $3.5 million last night, the GoFundMe, which the government was trying to shut down. What's it up to? 4.1 million now it's up to, the trucker convoy. Awesome stuff. I might be going. I'm talking to my friend down in Ottawa, because I'm going to have to stay overnight the night before, because it'll be impossible to get into Ottawa on Saturday or Sunday, I mean. But we'll see. If I go, I'm definitely doing video camera. I'll be taking a camera and a stick and doing some videos to show everybody. Who knows? I donated to the cause. If I don't make it, at least I help pay to get a trucker there. And I hear that our leader is going on holidays tomorrow to the Costa Rica. So the Prime Minister of Canada is going on holiday, allegedly going on holidays to Costa Rica. Well, our country is going to be shut down by the truckers to wake people up. But the food situation, that's the deal. So I just want to do a quick video on the grocery store situation. So Walmart staff basically, to sum it up, said, basically, I'm not gonna even exaggerate here. Basically, the Walmart woman said, panic on food. Okay, and that's the person who's stocking the shelves, right? So she said, Walmart woman said panic. NoFrills woman said things are bad. Trucks are only coming in once every 4 days instead of daily, and they're not getting what they order. And the Metro girl said the reason there's having problems getting deliveries is because of a snowstorm 8 days ago. Okay, so there's the gamut of what they have said. All right, so that's the quickest update I can give you on the grocery stores. But like I said, I was shocked that there was, you walk in, it didn't look like the stores in the city. Oh yes, that was something they were telling me, that this past weekend a lot of shoppers were coming from the city, from Ottawa, because we're about 80 kilometers from Ottawa, and that they were buying huge amounts of food, huge amounts, and they were big, multiple grocery carts full of food coming up from the city, because they were going to grocery stores in Canada and there was nothing in Canada at the grocery stores. So that's the deal. So that's the update on grocery stores in Canada. I'll hang here I'll do a coffee with the rest of you, but this is basically it. Okay, so if you're not interested in what's going on here personally and the dog and anything else, that's it. Okay, so who's here in the chat? Let's have a little look in the chat. Let's do a little social interaction. Well, I'm in lockdown and I have no life here. I'm gonna get the chat window out so I can see it. All right. Doug, want a treat? I don't have a treat, so he's gonna be mad at me when he comes in and I give him nothing. Doug. All right. All right, good morning, everyone. Oh, hello, Maggie, Inga, Auntie Patty, Duck Duck. Who we got here today? All right. Oh, Messenger. Who cares? Oh, people who have no food. Miss God Girl, living life. Okay. So, how's everyone doing? How are we doing? How are we doing today? You know? I know one thing, I went on this morning onto BitChute. There are a lot of videos of this convoy coming. Oh, there's the dog. Hey there, old dog. I don't have any treats, sorry. Hey, I have no treats. Hey. Come here, sit, sit. All right. Hey, the little dog. Look at his old face, eh? Yesterday, YouTube recommended, I don't know why, but YouTube recommended Doug's very first video on YouTube to me yesterday when I introduced him to the duck adventure. And I watched the whole thing because I wanted to see Doug and how young he was. And he was so skinny. I couldn't believe how skinny he was and how brown his face was. His face was so brown. Here, let me get closer. Right? Right? He had such a brown face. Right? It was like dark, like a milky chocolate, gorgeous old young face. And look at you now, eh? You're so old, dog. You're just aging big time, aren't you? I'm telling you, folks. If you go to that video of when he first was introduced here, and you look at how brown his face was, and it was funny watching him walk in the water on the video because you could tell he didn't like his feet getting wet. It was so funny. He actually, when he was walking down in the swamp in the video, it looked like he shit himself. It was funny. I laughed. Oh, God. Anyways, so Doug and I are fine. We got food. We're fine. All right, so sorry here, I didn't look at the tweet. Yeah, he's really gray, eh? It's gray, and he's got massive long eyebrows. Oh. Hello, Ford. Yeah. Patty, don't panic. Well, yeah, I do panic, actually, because, he who panics first panics best. You know what I mean? Oh. Oh, Inga, you got a new cat. Well, that's good. It's better than being alone, eh? Having at least somebody with you. I know. This crazy stuff that's going on. Oh, call him a British politician. That's insulting poor Dougie. No, he has more dignity than a British politician. No. Hello, Nancy. What a crazy time, folks. Crazy time. Crazy, crazy time. So, I have some other news. I wasn't going to tell you anybody about this because I didn't want to jinx it, but I just got to share it with somebody because I got nobody to share it with here. I have, out of the blue, this is so crazy, okay? I have a serious buyer interested in the farm. Yeah. And you're not going to believe how they found the farm. It wasn't even from the real estate listing. They did a DuckDuckGo looking for a homestead, a farm for sale in this area, and that's how they found my YouTube video that I made for the farm. It wasn't even on Kijiji. It wasn't even on the real estate site. They actually used DuckDuckGo and found it on a YouTube video because they contacted me on my personal email. I'm like, well, how did you get this email address? And then I realized on my personal YouTube channel, I had my personal email on the back side of it for contact. So they were here on Saturday. They contacted me Friday. We sort of hit and miss on the emails because I was like, how'd you get my email? I was questioning that, not realizing that I had my personal email on the YouTube channel. And then we touched base Sunday morning. They drove up from Toronto, and they were here for 6 hours on Sunday. And they loved the place. Everything I have done here is exactly what they want. Like exactly what they want. Actually, what they want to accomplish in life is what I built here. As far as being self-sufficient and off the grid and that kind of stuff, and away being self-sufficient from society concerning food and safety and all that kind of stuff. So, and they're coming back up on February the 5th, again from Toronto, and so I'm really pumped about it. And they're really nice people, like really, really nice people. I couldn't believe it. Actually, you know what it was like? They were here, and it was like we were showing them the property. We were walking around, and they came up with their dad. It was their dad and the husband and wife, and one, they're awake. They're really awake, folks. Like, okay, I'll put it this way. She's a nurse, a real nurse, registered nurse, and she didn't get the gluten, repellent shot, and she's getting fired shortly, and she had all kinds of stories of doctors within the system that didn't take the poke, and about all the negative stuff, and like it was really like we end up talking like they were here for 6 hours. It was unbelievable. Like I said, it was like I found part of my tribe, of awake people, and they really, everything they want to accomplish, I've already set in motion here on the property. So, that was it was very good. Like I said, we just clicked. Really nice people, like really, really nice people. Really, really, really nice, and awake, and he works at home. He's a computer programmer, and so he doesn't need to go anywhere. He can work from home here, and it's a perfect match for them. It is a perfect match for them. Really nice people. I can't tell you how nice they are. Anyways, they are really nice. They were good. Oh, they are, Inga. That they are. That's the thing. Like, you're not listening here, Inga. It's a perfect match, like a perfect match. If I'm looking for my tribe of awake people, you can find your tribe of awake people online. They're all over there online. Okay, but it's finding them in real life, face to face. Because I'm more of a face to face. I like that face to face thing. The old style. So when you meet them face to face, somebody who that is awake and that knows, like they knew so much. It was unbelievable. We were talking. It was unbelievable. It was just unbelievable. It was like if you weren't awake, you'd be sitting there going like, "What are these people crazy?" But yes, Inga, they love the geese. They love ducks. Like to eat ducks. Their culture is big into ducks. And chickens. Like, Algonquin woman. Not only their eyes, but their mouth. You know what I mean? Like a smile. Yeah. Oh. I had a guy. I'm selling some guns online because I'm selling things. And I got some guns for sale online. And this guy contacted me last night, and he's going to send his dad to pick up the gun. I said, okay, no problem. Come and get the gun. To buy the gun. I said, I said, but no masks allowed on the property. And he says, oh, my dad wears a mask all the time. I said, well, you can't come here. I said, it's no exceptions. And the guy goes, oh, okay, I'll be here. I'll be here on Saturday without my dad without the mask. Algonquin woman. I'm outside Ottawa. No. No. I'm on Telegram too. Movie Man has a channel on Telegram. No. I don't have anything on it yet, but I will be doing a lot more on Telegram, especially when I get to Venezuela. So. That's my apology. I'll be honest with you, folks. The mask freaked me right out. Like it stresses me right out. Like it stresses me right out. Like Like I can't take. I don't like. I going to town yesterday to to do the video I did yesterday going to the grocery stores. I had to work myself up to go because I can't handle this. I'm cracking. Like I'm cracking because they're just the sheer lunacy of what's going on and the people complying. Because I'm not a complying type person, I've never complied in my life. Actually, I'm the worst. I'm a bit of an anarchist. Well, I am not a bit. I am one. I don't. I'm not a follower. Put it that way. Never have been. And it drives me nuts because this is crazy. What's going on? It's absolutely crazy. No, it is. I had a T-shirt made. I don't have it here with me. It's upstairs. I should show it to you. I'll show you my T-shirt. I got one made in 3XL, which I can wear over my winter jacket, and I also have one made in just XL. I'll show it to you. That's what I'll do. It's good. But this one, I'm planning this weekend to go. Like I said, I'm hoping this weekend to go to the. Here. This is the T-shirt I had made. And like I said, I got 3XL. It's in the car, actually. It's leaving the car, and it goes over to my winter jacket, and I wear it when I walk into the stores. So it's sort of and it's printed on the front and back. It's like a big billboard. But here, just wait here. Okay. That's what it looks like. That's what I wear when I go to town over my winter jacket, front and back. And people actually they look at me, I get the wildest looks. So, and I got one made that actually fits me. So, and it was funny, I was wearing it yesterday when I'm talking to these people, and I think that's why the girl that at Metro was she was sort of a little bit curt with me, I guess you could say, because she said oh, it's a snowstorm, I think it was the T-shirt set her off over top of my jacket. Hey, Patty, I found the Mennonites here, which I went by. My ducks aren't laying eggs right now because it's wintertime, and I'm not forcing them to do anything. And the Mennonites, they have so many ducks up there that they're selling eggs for another $4 a dozen. I bought 300 eggs there in the fall. What was it? In November, beginning of November, I bought 300 eggs. So, be honest with you, Top Duck. Giving your ducks, getting them to lay all winter is really hard on them. I'll tell you that. I can tell you that from experience. It's really hard. They need a break, because their bodies, it really plays havoc on them. So, hello, Steph from Ottawa. I'm going to be down in Ottawa. Well, I think of this weekend, like I said, I'm just seeing if I can arrange a place to sleep Saturday night, so that I can go to the big protest, the convoy of freedom. Ford, it's absolutely crazy, the prices of everything. It's absolutely crazy, I'm coming down the day ahead of time. I'm going to be overnight. The place, it's a 50-minute walk, the house, from Parliament Hill. The Mennonites aren't charging the crazy prices for food. They first of all, they grow their own food for their birds, like $4 a dozen for duck eggs. I was shocked. Actually. But Ottawa's going to be just shut down. But I've been reading, allegedly, I'm not sure on this, but allegedly our illustrious leader Trudeau is going on holidays tomorrow to Costa Rica. So, he hasn't worked in 2 years, hasn't had parliament. We haven't had a sitting government in 2 years. Had an election in September, took 2 months off before he brought Parliament back, came back to work for 2 weeks, went on Christmas holidays, shut Parliament down for Christmas holidays. Parliament still hasn't come back. Well, and he's going on to Christmas holidays. While the country is going to be brought to its knees with an economic crash here because the truckers are going to try to get our freedom back. And not one of our political parties is saying anything. Like, now, I don't believe it, how it's complete silence here. Like, well, first of all the political parties are the same, they're on the same side. It's really unbelievable. No. All of them. I can't believe none of them are saying anything about this, this massive, other than Maxime Bernier and Randy Hale are the only two politicians that are, jumping on this truck convoy of freedom. And like everybody else is silent. And Roman do it. He's on it too. But everybody else is silent, like everything else is silent. And the media, they were CBC News, the propaganda channel for the government, was saying that the truckers were protesting driving conditions on the highways. Not enough salt was being putting down in the wintertime. That's exactly what the headline. It was unbelievable. I was just shaking my head. Oh. You guys need duck egg prices. I know how crazy they are. But like I said, I know where this Mennonite farm is. It's about a 25-minute drive from my house here. And it's up in the middle of nowhere. And it's, $4 a dozen. And the ducks are fed organic feed. They grain. They don't get pelletized vegetable Purina stuff, which is all GMO. Yes, I've gone home. Well, if they don't have guns to their head, they've been bribed by Big Pharma. That's what it is. If they don't have guns to their head, they've taken the bribe. They've taken the 30 pieces of silver to sell out their fellow man. So, we're in crazy times. Crazy times. Absolutely. It's insane, actually. Unimaginable insanity. That's what we're going through. Then you got the UK dropping everything, Ireland dropping everything, Scotland's dropping stuff. Czechoslovakia is completely dropping. And Czechoslovakia is actually questioning the European Parliament. All these countries are waking up to the the old Pfizer board of what's it? I don't know. He's on the board of directors of Pfizer, and now he's saying that the COOF restrictions need to be rolled back, and that they shouldn't be mandatory. And I think what it is that they're realizing that their business model is in jeopardy of being exposed. I couldn't imagine. Well, I could imagine raising children right now, Algonquin woman, but the only way you could do it is you would have to completely remove them from the system, out of the school, and you would have to sit your kids down and red pill them. That's the only way. Because if you try to deceive them and try to, sugarcoat it, you're only going to make the fear worse. It's going to sort of like, I like to refer to it, and I tell people this one, I compare, it's an analogy I have, is you don't even meet adults that are afraid of storms. And you're like, well, how are you afraid of storms? Like, you're afraid of everything. It rains and you run inside, and lightning and thunder freaks you out. And well, when they were kids, mom and dad freaked them out, and everybody's got to wear out. Like it's there's no rationale behind the fear. Like when I was a kid, they used to tell us, oh, don't be on the phone during a thunderstorm because lightning will come through the phone and kill you. So everybody hangs up the phone when the storm comes in, eh? And it was funny because when the advent of wireless phones in homes came out, and I remember this person who had this fear, and they on a wireless phone would hang up the phone. Oh, storm's coming! I don't want to die. So so the worst thing you could do is shelter your child right now. I think like wake them up and show them the lunacy of it all, and the unimaginable lie that it's just really really be honest. And don't deceive them, and don't try to protect them. Honesty's the best policy. Because then you can never get caught. Like, why did you deceive us? Type thing. Like, oh, the heart attacks, eh? My God. That one. Oh, I saw some crazy stuff here. Where, well, now, oh yeah, the cigarette packs. Someone sent me a picture of cigarette packs. Now they're saying that blood clots are caused by cigarettes too. And I saw, where else? Oh, God, there was a commercial. The Heart Institute. Where was it? Either France or the UK. Maybe it was the UK. The British Heart Institute put a commercial out of a girl playing soccer, a teenager playing soccer. And I watched it quite a few times because I laughed. It was so funny because the girl hit the ground so perfect and her eyes were open like that when she was on the ground dead. And it was like heart attacks are normal for teenagers playing soccer. But it was funny, it didn't take long for somebody to turn it into a meme. Somebody found a teenager that looked very similar getting the jab. So they had her at the beginning, the girl getting the jab, and she's, oh, I got the vaccine. And then she drops in the commercial, and it was like so funny. I got the jab, boom, dead. Oh. You know. Yeah. No, what's crazy is the amount of people that think that, unwashed should be put in jail. You know, like I can't believe it. That we should be punished. It was like 27 or 29% of Canadians think that I should be in jail. You know, oh my God, Tom, big bad Tom, where have you been the last 2 years? You know, yeah, soccer players peak condition, just dropping. You know. Algonquin woman, do not listen to anybody. I'm telling you. Okay, so I'm going to tell you some more stuff. Okay, so this couple that came up that are interested in the farm. Okay, she's a nurse, and she's getting fired. But right now they're keeping her because they need her because the hospitals are short-staffed. Okay, and for the last 2 years she was a hero. During the pandemic, she worked in 2 hospitals in Toronto, and she was a hero, and now she's a zero, okay? She was telling me about miscarriages, stillbirths, and bleeding, menstrual cycle problems in the hospital, okay? And this is like from a nurse, and she's a very woke person, awake, I should not woke, very awake, and she's a very honest person, no reason to lie. And what she told me, what was going on in the hospitals, in the 2 hospitals she worked in Southern Ontario, confirmed everything that I've been reading about online. Okay. Like when someone tells you who works within the system, But what I was shocked about was when she was telling me how the staff, the other hospital staff, act around her because she's not jabbed. Like they treat her like she's a leper. And I find that really how can you be educated in the healthcare and not know something's up? I don't get it. Modern Monkey. It's a giant IQ test, and the world failed. That's what it is. Okay? It's not an idiot test. It is an idiot test. It's an IQ test. Hello, Brooke. Yeah, I got up early. I did a grocery store update. Like I said, I did a video. Not gonna lie, grocery stores have food, but it's all surface. It's all they have no inventory. What's on the shelf is all they had. So they're really uneventful video. It wasn't the shock factor video I was hoping for, but I know this Monday there'll be a shock factor. I'll go back in and do another video. But it was the interview part when I was talking to the girls stocking the shelves that told me that we're on the cusp of like bad, on the cusp. Nothing in the back. Oh, say hi to your daughter from me, Port. A Algonquin woman, this pushing of what's going on is it's crazy. But it's going to come out. The truth's going to come out. It is. Can't cover up. Like that Czechoslovakian member of parliament, there's tens of millions of people have died from this worldwide. And it's going to come out. Can't bury the truth on this. You can't. It's going to come out. It is. I see it coming out more and more, more and more and more. And this is going to. Well, the truth's going to come out, and they're going to take us to war. Is what's going to happen. We're going to go to war with Russia, and it's going to. And if they're stupid enough, if a war breaks out, and they are stupid enough to drop one single bomb on Russia, we are screwed. Put it that way, because Putin has already said it. The next war will not be fought on his territory. So if they drop one single bomb within the border of Russia, it's going to be bad. I don't know how if there's any Europeans listening here, I don't know how you people aren't freaking out and demanding your government, back off. I don't get it. If I would be freaking right out. I wouldn't want U.S. missile sites in my country because the Americans are going to lose anything. It's Europe that's going to get bombed first. Boris is being caught in too many lies. Inga, get out of there. Like, seriously, woman. Get a hold of your friends in Suriname and get there. Like, seriously, girl. Like, you have friends in Suriname. I remember you telling me that. Get there. Go there. I'm telling you, you're going to regret it. The Real Dr. Fauci. Oh, Kennedy's book. Robert Kennedy Jr.'s book. Yeah. He's Joseph Mengele reincarnated, Unbelievable. I hope that Europe is going to wake up. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the other thing is in Ukraine, there is so much dirt. Because don't forget, Obama, Victoria Nuland, and Biden, there's $5 billion got funneled into Ukraine in 2014 to overthrow the pro-Russian government, okay? And remember, old Hunter Biden, did he was on the board of Burisma for $180,000 a month. There's a lot of dirt in Ukraine, and the last thing they can have is for Russia to get hands on that dirt, because they could expose everything. I gotta get out of here. It looks like I am. This year, I'll be out of here this year. That's my. I have a feeling. I think May or June, I'll be finally in Venezuela. Finally in Venezuela. Ironically, Venezuela is wide open right now, folks. No lockdowns. Nothing's going on down there. They do have an outbreak of Omicron, but they can walk to the store, and I know for a fact because I've talking to people down there, and they can walk in and buy ivermectin and hydrochloroquine. You can buy 20 ivermectin 6 milligram and 20 200 milligram hydrochloroquine for $21 US. Because I know two people that have had Omicron in the last 2 weeks in Venezuela, and they got it. They had the congestion, bad throat, started taking the drugs we're not allowed to have, and within 12 hours they felt a difference. Within 36 hours, their voice returned to normal, and after 4 days of treatment, it was over, And by the 6th day, they were going back to normal life, going to the gym. Everything was normal. No lingering effects. Okay. And no prescription. They can just walk into the pharmacy and ask and get it. You know, no having to get a doctor prescription to get it. I just couldn't believe the price of it. It was really, really cheap. Like it was like you could buy it as little as quantity as 4 pills. 4 ivermectins were like $1.50, and the 20 hydrochloroquines were like, what was it? I think it was like $16. They were a little bit more. Oh. But we're not allowed to have it. But it's funny up here in Canada, we just the government just authorized the well, I shouldn't say the government, Big Pharma just authorized, because Big Pharma runs Health Canada. A lot of people don't realize that. We adopted the business model of the FDA in 2018, which I didn't know that. I just found that out, that 90% of Health Canada's budget comes from Big Pharma fees. So Big Health Canada just approved the authorization use of the COVID pill, they call it, or whatever they call it, the COOF pill, or the gluten intolerant pill, whatever we're going to call it here in this live stream. But and the government, what they're doing is they're restricting access to this. They call it the miracle pill that you take, and the government says they're going to save it for people who are unjabbed. Okay. And they're creating more divide, because they want the jabbed who are sick, because the jabbed are filling the hospitals up. They want them to be mad that they can't get the pill because it's for the ungrateful unjabbed. And I'm thinking, like, I'm not going to take an experimental jab. Why would I consume an experimental pill? Like, duh. Like, you know what I mean? But we can't have ivermectin or hydrochloroquine because we're still doing clinical trials in that 2 years later, but this experimental, monthly pill, no problem, or no, 4 pills. I think you have to take 4 or 5 pills, and the price is crazy. I don't know what the deal is. I don't care. I'm not taking it, But Dr. Tam, our trans doctor we have here for Canada, she says that they're saving it, Ryan, I've been away from the first month. This is I had a hunch when I saw the grocery stores back in March 2020. I was worried in February because I was laying here with the coof, or the flu. I had a bad flu in February 2020, and I was watching all the videos coming out of China, and I thought, oh, this is real. And but by March, when I was in the grocery store and I saw the late March in the grocery store, and I saw the way they laid out the grocery stores, and it looked exactly like Venezuela, I knew exactly what was going on. I said, this is for an economic class. Because what they've done the last 2 years, folks, is they've trained everybody. Like because we're domesticated animals, and they've trained everybody on how to shop. And the shopping, like everything in the grocery stores and the stores, the limited people coming in, that's not to stop the gluten intolerance spreading. It's to control theft. They do the same thing in Venezuela. They only allow so many people in so they can control the amount of people. And I remember when I had my store for 22 years, shoplifters, it's the big groups that come in is when they steal. They come in with groups of people and they use the sheer amount of people to hide the theft. And, that's what they're training us for. I saw some pictures of prime rib roast beef with shoplifting tags on them. Like where the wires going around and it has the tag, so it goes off in security. Like, well, I'll give an example. I was in Venezuela, and I had to buy some ham and some cheese to go up to the mountain. I bought a 2 kilogram of ham and 2 kilograms of cheese, the big giant blocks, and I put them in my grocery cart when I said that's what I want. And the girl grabbed it. Oh no, we're gonna carry this up to the cash. But you can have as many as you want, the little containers in your cart, but you can't take the big stuff because we're worried you're gonna run out of the store with it. So it's all about control. You're going to see the day, folks, where you're going to walk into to buy a big roast or something, and I've already seen $160 prime rib roast, and they're going to walk it to the front cash for you. You're going to see it. You're going to see where they're going to limit grocery store access, not because of the coof, but because of shoplifting. Well, I remember back, and this goes back in the 90s. I had a friend, well, I thought a business associate that I had that owned a grocery store, and the number one thing that was stolen in his store, and this is in the 90s, okay, was beef, steaks, ribeyes, T-bones, and that was the shoplifting was steaks. The meat department was the highest loss in their store, okay, and that's in the 90s, you know. Oh. Yes, Maggie, you're right about the grocery store arrows. That's the same thing in Venezuela. They do that to control the flow in the aisles. Everybody has to go the same way, so there's no confusion. You can't have a bunch of people crossing, causing ways and blocking, so they can't see if you're shoplifting. You know, I'm telling you, that's all. We've been trained the last 2 years. That's all they've been doing is training us. That's it, training us for what is about to hit here. Really, really, this year. Actually, probably this spring. You know. Yeah, yeah, I know that they have a socialist government, Ryan. What do you think? Okay, Tom, why did you hide somebody? Tom, we don't ban people here anymore. Just forget it. Ignore them. No, there's no reason. I don't care. But I'll tell you something. Okay, you say like Venezuela is a socialist country. They are, but they're also coming out of it. Ironically, we're going to where they're leaving. Okay, yeah, Tom Tom, uh, single Tom no, Tom Tom yes. Okay, but that's ironic part of it. Okay, so what? Yeah, but just ignore it, Tom Tom. Don't click on it. Don't touch it. You ignore them, they go away. Tom Tom. Um, anyways, the ironically, this is the crazy part about this whole thing, is Venezuela is opening up their economy to capitalism more and more and more, and we're going the other direction. Like they're already at the bottom of the barrel, folks. They're going to come out. Ironically, when this whole thing goes sideways, and like I'm sitting down there in the mountains and the beach in Venezuela, they're not even going to notice what's going on up here, and it's going to be bad up here. Okay, really, really bad. Life is going to be normal down there. Normal, you know. And also, as far as like freedom to do business down there, it's amazing how much freer they are. Like they don't have this permit crap, and you got a license to do this. Like you just open up and do business, you know. Like it's not like here. Like the amount of regulations we have is mind blowing. Like the things that I can do down there, okay, and I'm a foreigner, and I can just open up a deal and do something. I don't need to get government approval. Like, you know, like they're a little more like the wild wild west right now because they're in survival mode. That's another thing too. Okay, their government is so broke that they don't have the resources. Okay, the debt based credit available to them to imprison their society. Okay, like back in September, they announced that they were going to do what do you call it? Um, a traffic light system for the passports. Okay, and everybody. Okay, Tom Tom, I don't care. Just stop banning people, Tom Tom. Like okay. All right. I don't want. You're no longer a moderator. You're not listening to me. I said ignore them. So the um, I hate censorship. I don't care what they say. Okay? I really don't care. I don't care anymore. Okay. Um, so now I've lost my train of thought. Ugh. Anyways, I can't think of it. I lost it, folks. I gotta go get another coffee. Everybody have a great day, and take care. Keep your stick on the ice, as they say, and stock up on food, folks. Stock up on food. I'm telling you, go to the grocery store today, buy things that you can store at home. Like seriously, don't procrastinate on this, please, because it's going to get bad. These people have really, really, really bad plans for us. Okay, like I can't stress enough. I've seen chaos. I've seen chaos on my travels in South America. I've seen desperation, food shortages. I've seen all of this before, and I'm telling you, you're not prepared for it. You're not prepared to suffer. You're not prepared to do without. So don't. If you got any extra money, go and buy food. Seriously, stock up on stuff that you can store at home. I can't stress that enough. And if you don't have a bidet, buy yourself. Go. They're like $60. Attach to your toilet, and get yourself a bidet and break free from the toilet paper panic. Okay. Take care. Love yous all. And next week when I go to the grocery store, and if the footage is really good, I'll make a video. But like I said, the footage was at the grocery store was like they had food, but it was all surface. It was all fake show because they had nothing in the back. Nothing in the back. And that the staff told me that they had nothing in the back. So next week I think is going to be it's going to be a little more critical, a little more panic. Anyways, take care. Have a great day. I love you.